Is Fallout still a masterpiece or a relic of a gone time? To answer that question, let's reload our weapons, take a sip of Nuka-Cola, and bring out our Pip-Boys as we venture into the wasteland. Fallout was and remains one of the most influential role-playing games on computers. It was created by drawing inspiration from many ideas that were first born from tabletop RPG games like Dungeons & Dragons. The game introduced concepts like hit points, experience points, EXP, and skill points that have become fundamental elements in almost every RPG game today. The game kicks off with an impressive intro cutscene, which I must say is one of the best aspects of Fallout. The way the camera zooms from the once familiar house to reveal a world truly ended evokes an uncomfortable feeling, setting the tone for the rest of the adventure. The pixelated graphics of the game enhance this feeling, immersing players in the post-apocalyptic atmosphere that the game is aiming for. Moreover, the song, Maybe, by the Ink Spots complements the intro exceptionally well, providing an early understanding of the dark and destroyed world players are about to explore. The game starts in Vault 13, one of the many underground vaults built to protect humanity from the ravages of nuclear war and the dangerous outside world. Your character's parents were among the original inhabitants of the vault, making you a born resident. Growing up in the vault, you have no knowledge of the dangers that lie beyond its confines, which helps players empathize with the character they are portraying. The story unfolds when Vault 13 faces a crisis. Its water chip, a crucial component that regulates the water supply, has broken down. The vault's survival depends on finding a replacement, but this task requires venturing into the unknown and hazardous wasteland. As a resident of Vault 13, you are chosen for this perilous mission to locate the water chip and save your home and its people. This setup creates a compelling narrative, as players are thrust into an unfamiliar and hostile world, just like the character they are playing as. The urgency of the mission and the sense of responsibility for the vault's inhabitants add depth to the story, and provide a strong motivation for players to embark on the adventure.
Look, just be safe, okay?
The game starts with the character creation, a crucial element in any good RPG. What sets Fallout 1 apart and makes its character creation stand out is the special system. Players have 7 main stats to upgrade: strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. The acronym SPECIAL itself is a creative representation of these stats and their significance in shaping the character's abilities. The beauty of the special system lies in the multitude of variations it offers and the possibilities it opens up for players. You can create a character who is both physically strong and incredibly charismatic, but perhaps not very perceptive or agile. Alternatively, you can build a highly intelligent and agile assassin with deadly aim. The sky's the limit, and the fact that there's a maximum cap on stat points adds an element of sacrifice and decision-making, making each stat feel meaningful. Unlike many other RPGs where some stats become practically useless, Fallout 1 manages to make each stat relevant. Having low strength affects your carrying capacity and ability to wield heavy weapons, while low intelligence can render your character almost unable to communicate. This dynamic adds depth to the role-playing aspect, as you must consider the consequences of your choices. Additionally, the game offers optional traits that provide both upsides and downsides, adding even more character to your protagonist and enriching the role-playing experience. Moreover, the ability to tag 3 skills grants you the opportunity to specialize and level up those skills faster, a mechanic that adds depth and strategy to character development. Fallout 1 truly grants players an extraordinary level of freedom and encourages them to think outside the box. Unlike some modern games, it trusts players to shape their unique experiences and allows for genuine role-playing. Whether you choose to create a pacifist diplomat or a combat-hardened warrior, the game forces you to live with the consequences of your choices, creating a rich and immersive experience that truly sets it apart. As you venture into the wasteland, you'll find yourself immersed in a world where your character's skills and choices matter, and you must play in accordance with your character's strengths and weaknesses. It's a level of depth and immersion that's often missing in many contemporary RPGs, making Fallout 1 a timeless classic that stands as a shining example of a truly exceptional role-playing game. The quest design in Fallout is a true testament to the game's immersive role-playing experience. Almost every task in the game can be tackled in various ways, adding depth and freedom to the player's choices. Let me provide an example from the start of the game, where you must rescue a girl named Tandy from a group of raiders. You can opt to sneak in and use your lockpicking skills to free her discreetly, negotiate with the raider leader and buy her freedom, or challenge the leader to a fistfight. The diverse options give players the ability to approach challenges based on their character's strengths and abilities. This quest design philosophy extends throughout the game, presenting players with opportunities to strategize and contemplate the safest and most effective means to solve problems. This dynamic world and the various choices players can make keep them genuinely engaged and interested. Furthermore, the consequences of your actions have a meaningful impact on the game world and your character's reputation. For instance, in one of my recent playthroughs, my association with a crime boss led me to be unable to recruit any companions, as my reputation preceded me. This emphasizes that who you work for and the decisions you make can shape how NPCs perceive and interact with you. The fallout of completing quests or approaching them in specific ways may have lasting effects on the world. In contrast to other RPGs where completing side quests often feels inconsequential, Fallout demonstrates that your actions can leave a lasting mark on the game's environment and its inhabitants. By working with notorious criminals, you may earn the ire of some towns, while in others, you could be revered for your noble deeds. These elements make Fallout's world feel truly alive and responsive to your choices. Your reputation can determine whether townspeople welcome you with open arms or shoot on sight. This level of immersion, and the realistic impact of your decisions enrich the gaming experience and showcase the brilliance of Fallout's quest design. Overall, the blend of role-playing choices, diverse quest solutions, and the meaningful consequences of your actions combine to create a remarkable and timeless RPG experience that keeps players enthralled throughout their journey in the wasteland. Fallout's approach to voice acting is truly intriguing. While the majority of characters in the game remain unvoiced, this deliberate choice makes the few characters that do have voice acting all the more special. The carefully selected voice actors bring these characters to life in a way that enhances the player's understanding of their personalities and motivations. With fewer characters receiving voice acting, the game allows players to imagine the voices and mannerisms of the unvoiced characters, fostering a sense of personal connection and immersion. The absence of voices for some NPCs encourages players to engage more deeply with the game's written dialogue, creating a unique role-playing experience where the player's imagination fills in the gaps. On the other hand, the voiced characters stand out as memorable and captivating figures. The voice actors deliver flawless performances, perfectly embodying the essence of their characters. Each spoken line adds depth and nuance to the individual's personality, helping players forge emotional connections with these NPCs and the larger world of Fallout. The scarcity of voice acting is a testament to the game's historical context, as it was developed during a time when fully voiced games were not the norm. However, rather than detracting from the experience, this limitation has become one of Fallout's defining features, earning the game a special place in the hearts of fans. Just listen to these examples.
Alright, here's the deal. Junktown, it ain't what it used to be. The only reason it's still here is because of my gambling establishment. Even so, Killian's been breathing down my neck. And I'm starting to take it personal. And that's where you come in, Slick.
I don't think that I can
Continue.
Continue?
to have done the things I have done in the name of progress and healing. It was madness. I can see that now. Madness.
Madness.
There is no hope. Leave now. Leave while you still have.
Hope.
Overall, Fallout's impact on the gaming industry cannot be understated, and its core elements have left a lasting legacy in RPGs. Despite its older graphics, the game's storytelling, mechanics, and world-building continue to captivate players, making it both a masterpiece of its time and a timeless classic worth experiencing even today. That's it for now. I mean, there were other things to talk about, like the story. I know Fallout 1 is an old game, but it's quite affordable. You can buy it on Steam or Good Old Games, also known as GOG. I haven't spoiled anything, so if you're interested, you can give the game a try without spending too much. It can be particularly enjoyable for Fallout fans to see where the series originated. Fallout 1 was my introduction to the franchise, so the world felt entirely new to me. While Bethesda has made some adjustments to the lore in the older titles, the game still holds up well. Would I recommend it to modern gamers who primarily play the latest AAA titles? Probably not, as the game's age might be a deterrent. However, that's part of its charm for me. If you're intrigued, I suggest checking out the game. I recommend it. Thanks for watching. See you all in the wasteland.